Yeah, what's the most necessary mindset piece? What ingredient from a mindset standpoint? And why don't you lead out on this one? This is your specialty.
Absolutely. Once you have this plan, the most important mindset you can have is certainty. And certainty is multifaceted. You know, you've got to have certainty in yourself. You've got to have certainty in the actions that you're taking that will lead to the outcomes that you want. You've got to have certainty in your company. You've got to have certainty in the industry. But here's the biggest thing. You've got to have certainty that you're going to change your life. I've been studying the mind of humans for so long, and I've always been fascinated. Even back when I was in school, before I ever knew I was going to get into business coaching, life coaching, I've always been fascinated by why do people stop themselves? And one of the things that just hit me so hard a couple months ago is that most people simply, Margie, have not decided. They have not pre-decided to succeed. Most people are wanting to succeed. They're hoping to succeed. They're wishing to succeed, but they haven't decided to succeed. And I know there was a point in your career that you made that decision. There was a point in my life that I made that decision. And when we cross that line of certainty and we become what I call all in, we become fully convicted, then all the details that are out there, all the challenges, all the fears, all the obstacles, everything that you're going to face doesn't matter. You know, I like to say once you cross that line, you get into the it doesn't matter zone, right? How long is it going to take to get your goal? Doesn't matter. We're talking about changing your life. Does it really matter how long it's going to take? What I do know is that if you don't do this work, your life won't change. So do anything other than stay the same, right? How many people are you going to have to talk to? It doesn't matter. How much time are you going to have to invest in trainings? Doesn't matter. How much money? It doesn't matter. What if they say no? It doesn't matter. When you cross that line and you move into it doesn't matter, then you are unstoppable. But I think until somebody crosses that line, I don't want to sound negative, but you're almost, I have to say, you're almost unhelpable until you cross that line of certainty. But as soon as you cross that line, lights out, it's on.
Yeah, I love it. You get me going. You get me going. The way that I would phrase it, and that's my my answer exactly. I would say it's that whatever it takes decision. When you've made a whatever it takes decision, then you don't even see the obstacles because your eye is so clearly focused on the goal that anything between you and that goal is just incidental. It doesn't matter if you fall down 99 times, you're going to get up that 100th time. So decision, I'm going to say two things. It's decision and it's belief. And what it's going to come down to, because chances are you believe in the company you represent and the products and the value there, and you believe in the business model of network marketing. Where I find people always get a little wobbly need is they're wobbly around their belief in themselves. And your belief in yourself is pivotal, because when you're talking with anyone and sharing the business opportunity and the comp plan and the products or the service, you know, they're picking up a lot of stuff and they can read a lot about you. And when you're rock solid in your belief in those three areas, and particularly, I can't wait until we get into the psychology of how you make that happen, because some of you may be listening right now and saying, you know, there's not much I could do to change my belief in myself. I feel like, you know, I can take a stab at it, but I don't know. I've got a lot of evidence that I can't or that I haven't and blah, blah. Like, there are a few micro shifts. I guess that would be the most important message of tonight, that, you know, sometimes we see the gap between where we are and where we want to be. And because that gap is big, we think that the action step we have to take next is a big one. When really micro shifts, just micro shifts in your belief in yourself, and then that decision. When you combine those, really, you become unstoppable.
Oh, I love that. You know, we always talk about how important mindset is. I don't think that's new to anybody. But it really is what we're getting at here. It's understanding, you know, the micro shifts. I love the way you put it. One of my favorite quotes is, small hinges swing big doors. And especially when somebody has been in personal development for a long time, they're not going to have these monster breakthroughs anymore because we've already had those realizations, right? If you've been in the business of bettering yourself for a long time, 1 degree shifts will just make all the difference in the world.